Welcome to Techstination. Joining us are Alex Nguyen, an evangelist with Razer, and Peter Vasay, the certifications head at THX. Thank you for joining us, Alex and Peter.
Thanks for having us, Fred.
Let's turn to you first, Alex. Razer is jumping into a slightly different headphone category than it's been in before. Give us the overview. The product is called Opus.
Yeah, Fred. So, Razer is actually, we've been a gaming centric brand since the early 2000s. And, since our early times, we've actually been making performance audio products, performance headsets for one of the most demanding industries in the market, which is gaming, competitive gaming. And so, throughout the years, we've started to expand our assortment from making just gaming-centric audio products to more mainstream ones. Like we had a pair of THX certified speaker systems that we launched in 2018 called the Nomo Pro. And so we started to dabble into adjacent categories because we noticed that our fan base was following us, as they grew up, early on in their early days when they're just going to school and coming home and playing video games, they spent hours on end at their desk or their couch playing video games. But as they grew up and started to travel for work, started to go to college studying at coffee shops, they had other parts of their days that were being spent elsewhere. So, as we've kind of morphed into a lifestyle brand for gamers, like as Nike is to sports, we've kind of become synonymous with gaming. And so we started to make products that serve the gamer, not just when they're at their desk gaming, but also when they're out and about, going about with their lives. And so with that, we dipped our toes into this with a pair of truly wireless earbuds late last year, and it's been very successful for us. So what we're looking at here with Razer Opus is covering the other form factor, which is a fully over-ear headphone here. So that's pretty much why we started to look into bridging the gap between gaming and lifestyle audio here.
And these are noise canceling headphones that are got a rich range. Give us some more of the specs here. What should people know?
Yeah, so these are a pair of active noise canceling headphones with the audio quality being THX certified. And Peter here will be able to go into a little bit more details about what that entails and how that benefits actually the end user going through for our headphones to go through the certification program. But yeah, they are a pair of advanced ANC headphones with a hybrid active noise canceling system with 4 dedicated ANC microphones. So there are 2 externally to the ear cups outward facing and 2 internal inward facing. So 4 dedicated mics to nullify any type of ambient noise that you don't want. And we have 2 voice chat microphones. So there's a lot of microphones doing a lot of different things there, but all in all, you're going to have both good output and input in terms of audio. So you pair the active noise cancellation with the passive noise cancellation that we have from the plush leatherette foam ear cushions that we have, and you have a really nice clean package that delivers great ANC and audio quality.
Peter, we should point out that THX is a subsidiary of Razer. Tell us what the certification here means.
Right. So, Fred, THX has been around for over 35 years, and as you know, founded by George Lucas out of his desire to make sure audiences can hear and see his movies the way it should be. And with THX, we're bringing that cinema experience into the home and onto mobile devices with what we're calling the THX Certified Headphone Certification Program. And what this is it's essentially provides users a reference headphone listening experience where we've gone through and tested a number of different things to make sure that that audio quality that you're hearing and being able to listen at all different levels and all different content is a great experience with a really balanced sound stage. So there's 3 primary things that we really look at when we're doing certification on products and we do testing. And so we want to make sure that firstly, the frequency response is very even and of a balanced timbre, meaning from the very low frequencies to the high frequencies, you want to be able to hear all the details. And we want to make sure that you have very clear vocals. So when you're listening to music, you want to be able to hear what that artist is saying without having to rewind it and try and understand that. And with the dialogue and movies, we want to make sure that while there's sound effects going on and explosions, you're still able to hear the voices and what they're saying. So we want to make sure that the vocals and the dialogue are very clear, but we want to also make sure that you have deep, impactful bass that's not overpowering. So we don't want that to drown out the vocals and the dialogue. And we want to make sure that on the top end where the high frequencies are, you want to have some really nice clarity to hear a lot of the detail that is in that content, but without a good pair of headphones, you might miss it. So frequency response is a very big part of the program. And we realize people listen at a lot of different levels. So the second important thing that we want to make sure is that it has very low distortion, and even at high volumes. People listen at moderate levels, and people may want to really rock out and play them really loud. And so we want to make sure even at those top volume levels, you're not getting any distortion. You're not hearing any compression or anything that would color the sound, because we want to make sure that that content gets to you no matter the volume level. And then thirdly, the thing that we want to make sure is that the headphone is able to provide really good noise isolation. So we're looking at the headband and the ear cups and the ear cushions, the material, the acoustic properties of the ear cup, to make sure, since this is a circumaural design where the headphone goes around your ear, we want to make sure there's no leaks. So as it compresses against your head, we do need some compression clamping force, but we don't want that to be too heavy where people get uncomfortable. So there's a really delicate balance of making sure you have a good seal to be able to have that isolation you need to hear all the clarity that we've built into this with Razer.
And of course, as you would expect from Razer, the games are going to sound great too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yes. Oh, most definitely.
Tell us some of the other specs there when it comes to battery life and such, because that can be a key factor, since people are very often today wearing headphones all day, working from home. If they're not working from home, they're playing games.
Yeah. So, to address those specific things, first spec I'll share, it has to do with the comfort side of it, right? So if you're going to wear this hours on end at a coffee shop studying, out and about, or in your home as you're working from home with a noisy household in the background, you're going to want to make sure that they're comfortable. So the headset weighs a total of 265 grams, okay? Has a balanced weight distribution front to back, side to side, so it feels really nice and even on your head. So that's in terms of the weight. And then, as Peter mentioned, the clamping force is something that's very important for a pair of headphones in ensuring that they're comfortable. As you want just enough so that it's not going to fall off when you're doing a light trek or working out or something, but you also don't want too much added stress that's going to fatigue the areas around your ear at the top of your head. So the clamping force is something that the certification program actually tested very rigorously, I would say. And ultimately, we feel that we have it just right, so it feels very, very comfortable on your head. So that has to do with the comfort side. All of the other specs that caters towards the lifestyle essentials. We have a quick attention mode, which is very cool, where it basically makes the ANC microphones work in reverse. And they're going to go ahead and amplify the ambient noise for you to be able to get situational environmental awareness when you need to. Or, it's useful if someone comes up to you, asks a question, you're able to just activate that, have a quick conversation with them, hear what they're saying, and then go back right to your media. And that's activated with the button that's on the side of the ear cup. It's a toggle for you to turn ANC on or off if you just click it. But if you press and hold it, then it's going to put you in that quick attention mode, essentially acting as a hearing aid. So for you to be able to have those situational awareness moments. We also have a proximity sensor in the device, which is enabling this auto pause, auto play feature, we call it. So when the headphone is on your head, the music that you're listening to is going to be playing automatically, obviously. When you take and rest the headphones around your neck or on the table, that will trigger the device to pause the music automatically, saving you battery whenever you're not actually listening to music, and making sure that you don't fast forward your favorite song while you're having a quick conversation. You put it back on, it resumes playing. And then in terms of the things that you mentioned, in terms of battery life, so the headphones will have up to 25 hours of battery life, and that's with ANC on the entire time. So, your mileage will be increased if you have ANC off here and there, depending on your needs. But you have that, and in terms of charging, it is charged via a USB-C charging port on the ear cup. So we've moved away from micro USB in this case. There's also a 3.5 millimeter audio jack on the device, as well as an included audio cable for you to do a wired analog connection to your device if you so choose, or if you ran out of battery and you just need to be able to use it as a normal pair of headphones, you can. In terms of the portability of the product, so the ear cups themselves, they swivel flat. So when you have it resting around your neck, it's not poking into your chest. It's actually laying flat where the ear cups are. So it's very comfortable when you're just having it around your neck. And they also bend inwards, so they form a smaller footprint for you to be able to fit into the included carrying case that we have in the box, or into a small pocket in a backpack or something. But yeah, all in all, we have a very holistic product here that covers many of the essentials that people expect from a good pair of ANC headphones.
Now, you're sounding nice and clear. I'm wondering if you can explain the strategy of not including a boom microphone, but to have the microphone built into the earpiece.
Sure. For us, we have a plethora of assortment in terms of a catalog of gaming headphones with specific boom microphones meant to very accurately deliver voice communication in games and calls, calling out where the enemies are and stuff like that. So for that particular use case, we still recommend people to go with our gaming-centric headphones with the boom mic. For this one, we wanted to take a more muted/sleek approach in terms of aesthetic and design, which does not really include a boom mic in this case. So we put the internal microphones, still focusing on good quality, so you can have good phone conversations, good conference calls, and stuff like that. But at the same time, sticking to this new design aesthetic for us that sort of takes a step towards lifestyle and a design aesthetic versus our typical green and black themed colorway and stuff like that. So
well, tell us a little bit about the design, because obviously that's important to a lot of us.
Yeah, so the design here for us was something that we wanted to make sure was both form and function, right? So it needed to look really good, very clean, with a sleek and small profile. So that kind of started with the size of the audio drivers, actually. So there are 40 millimeter drivers here. So the ear cups aren't overly large. You're not wearing a very large pair of cans on your ears as you're walking about and doing your thing. So that's the size of the ear cups, and the angle in which they are presented versus just fully up and down is meant to follow the ergonomic angle of a human ear. So that has to do with that. And overall, it's just, we wanted to go with a very sleek design aesthetic that we think will cater to a lot of tastes out there, very different tastes out there.
Now, tell me a little bit about the market that you're going for with this. You said you're not going for the gamer who's going to wear this while they're gaming necessarily. They may want to be wearing headphones with the boom mic, etc.
Yeah, although I will mention, with the THX tuning audio piece of this headphone, it's really good in terms of outputting any type of media content, whether it's movies, music, or gaming. I've actually used a pair of Opus playing Call of Duty, and it sounds absolutely amazing with the gunshots and the grenades going off and stuff like that. So audio-wise, it's great for that. And you can pair that with, for say, one of Razer's standalone microphones, like our Siren microphones, and it'll be a great gaming solution, actually. But for us, when we decided to make this product, it was really, we wanted to just make a very solid pair of ANC headphones, not just for our gaming fans who have been looking for a pair of ANC headphones that they can use, again, at school, traveling for work and stuff like that. Not just for them, but also for anyone who's looking for a solid pair of ANC headphones at a very, very reasonable price. Because, many of these ANC headphones are very expensive, relatively speaking, to other headphones. So we wanted to make something that ticked all the major boxes and at the same time make it very attainable for the mainstream and our fans alike.
Yeah, and maybe Peter, you want to mention a little bit about how these things sound when you're watching a movie, because so many of us are spending way too much time streaming movies now.
Yeah, no, that I know where you're going. I mean, I do the same thing. And so with the history that THX has in the cinema and certifying home theater gear, everything from the amplifiers to the loudspeakers and the preamplifiers, everything in between, we've got engineers that really know how music and movies should sound. And we have our reference content, we have our reference listening speakers. And so when we do our testing, while we do a lot of objective tests of the device, we put it through a number of subjective tests as well. So we'll have our engineers listen to the headsets and go through their list of content to make sure that all the details that they're expecting to hear is there. And a lot of times you might have a headphone that might be overly bass heavy, or you might have a headphone that might just be a little too bright, or sometimes it might be too dull. With the THX headphones, we provide a very nice balanced response across the range, so that when you're watching a movie and you're listening to the dialogue and all of a sudden an explosion happens, that explosion comes in but doesn't distort, it doesn't cause you to get out of that movie watching experience. It just adds to the feeling that you get when you're so engrossed in a movie, you forget you have headphones on, right? And so these are things that, as engineers and as really very critical listeners, we want to make sure that you're able to get all of that without having to really worry about it. You see the THX certification on the product, and you know that a lot of work has gone into it. We go into early prototype development and look at different stages and provide feedback on a number of things that can be improved to get to the point of certification. Everything from the speakers, the microphones, the acoustic enclosure, making sure there's nothing rattling in there. All of these different things are combined to make sure that you can put these on, put on whatever movie you want to watch, and you just forget about everything, and you get to enjoy it.
So, Alex, give us the bottom line here, the drum roll. How much do they cost, and how soon can people get them?
Yeah, so we were happy with the entire package, from the THX audio quality, the ANC performance that we were able to get out of them with the hybrid system, and the 265 grams of comfort here. Overall, everything here, as well as some of the other lifestyle stuff like the quick attention mode, the auto pause play, the premium carrying case, we feel like we've delivered a holistic product that is going to make a lot of people happy, and at a very competitive price. And they're at $199.99, and they're available now. There are two colors. There's a midnight blue and a black. The midnight blue color is available for purchase right now on razerstore.com, as well as throughout online retailers across the world, with retail availability later down in a couple of weeks as things return back to normalcy here. And then the black one will be available in the coming weeks here.
And again, spelled R-A-Z-E-R for those folks who may not know. Alex Nguyen and Peter Vasay, thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Cooking with the power of the sun. Hi, I'm Fred Fishkin, here to tell you about the latest innovation from my friend Patrick Sherwin and his great team at GoSun Stove. The GoSun Fusion has arrived using the company's tried and true reflectors and a solar vacuum tube to get you cooking without the mess of charcoal, heavy propane tanks, or smoke. A really bright idea. And with an optional solar panel and battery storage and the ability to plug in at home or on the road, you really can use the GoSun Fusion to cook anytime and anywhere, day or night, rain or shine. I love what Patrick and his team are doing, and so will you. Want to learn more? Head to gosun.co to check out all of the company's products and innovations, and use the code THXtination to save 10%. That's gosun.co.